Hey guys, welcome to the channel Market Uncharted. Today we will be discussing about some sectors that were heavily hit by the COVID pandemic in 2020 and may come back in or starting in 2021. We already have the news about the vaccines and we already know the economies will be reopened soon. So let's just check it out. And these are the top ETFs for 2020. I put it here some investigation regarding some sectors like the airlines, the leisure and entertainment, travel, and also travel and leisure. So this is just a few ideas. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so I strongly believe you should do your own research and due diligence to find your own suitable investment. This is just to show you there is something out there. If we sometimes don't know in which exactly airline should we invest, in which each exactly company should we invest in travel tech, leisure, etc., you can always go with the ETF, which is basically a fund that generated an exchange traded fund in the stock and has its own holdings in several companies of the sector. So it's like you are buying and putting your money in several baskets instead of just one and holding the entire risk on one company only. So let's start. First one, US Global Jets ETF. These funds provide exposure to the global airline industry, including airline operators and manufacturers from all over the world. In total, the product holds 40 securities and charges investors 60 basic points in annual fees. The fund has gathered, as of now, 1.4 billion in its asset base. So as you can see, instead of putting your own money in 40 different stocks, you can buy the ETF, which does that exactly for you. And if you see in the graphic, you see that it was a big hit since the maximum of $32 just before the COVID hit, and is trying to recover. Although the economy is not fully open, we cannot just start to travel around the world. So it's normal. The airlines, although they already come back and already have 50% more of the stock price that it was before, they still are struggling. So I think for 2021, with the reopening of the economies, this can be a strong sector as it was before, pre-COVID. Then we have the ETF on leisure and entertainment. This fund tracks the dynamic leisure and entertainment intellidex as holds a small basket of 32 stocks. Again, same idea. From an industry look, hotels, restaurants, and leisure takes the largest share of 40.6%, while entertainment and media round off the next two spots with double-digit expose each. So you can see it's really diversified ETF, really strong ETF from Invesco that has several types of stocks. Although you need to always take attention to the charges and the annual fees to see if suits your profile. As well, it came back really strong since the bottom in March. The reality is this ETF already picked up. It's already close to their previous pre-COVID share price. It's really important one. Has a really strong shows a really strong comeback. So I think this is can continue to thrive. It has still room to continue to thrive for the future. Then Travel Tech ETF. This is the first ETF that offers direct access to the technology-focused global travel and tourism. It follows the Prime Travel Technology Index, which I strongly invite you to take a look and research about this. The fund holds 30 stocks in its basket with several types of holdings. Again, it managed as of now 11.7 million assets based on the trade average daily volume is also around 10,000 shares. So it's not a high liquid ETF, but still it's a good idea for you can keep track of the and this is first of this kind on the travel tech. So I invite you to take a look, and you can see clearly already come back from the bottom in March. So you can see it's a really strong ETF showing that is replicating this sector well. Where do you see the sector that had a bottom in March, then during June until November was kind of in the same place with a small range of price, and then it really spike up and come back. So I really think 2021 can show really good returns on this ETF. Then the Lixor in Europe for the 600 travel and leisure information. This is really a really important ETF because it's compliant for the industry. It's a benchmark index of the stock Europe 600 travel and leisure. It's also important to know this is constituted in euros, not in dollars. There's the previous ETFs, and they represent the largest European companies in each of the 18 super sectors as defined by the ICB classification. Again, I strongly invite you to take a look of all of this information, research on your own, but this is a good ETF to trade in Europe and is quoted in euros. As you can see, it's still not at its top of the year 2020 back in Feb, but it really shown signs of recovery after the bottom in March. And last but not least, just a bonus here, I have presented several types of ETFs in several sectors. This is not only for 2021, but for the future, which is the iShares self-driving electric vehicles and tech ETF, which follows several types of companies that are investing on this electric vehicle technology and have exposure to several types of companies. And of course, it's on one all-time high. Mentioned also that the biggest holding in this ETF is Tesla Motors with 9.3%, followed with several other companies, which I strongly invite you to take a look of the entire holdings. But you can see since the bottom in March, it's now in all-time highs, and for the next 10 years, I strongly believe it can be a really important sector. So if just a quick FYI, for example, for investing in ETFs, I usually use the platform in Central Trade that allows me to not only these ETFs that show, but a really variety of ETFs that I can trade in this platform. Usually these investments are leveraged, so before you make the decision, just try the demo account to see if it suits you with the money that's not actually real money, but you can try to see a little bit how the platform works, how it is to invest in leverage money with leverage money. And this is everything is really clear in centraltrade.es. So take a look, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button and subscribe our channel for more markets content. And don't forget, just like the markets, we will not rest. Thank you.